Sup YouTube, Kikoutai87 here, bringing you guys my first impressions of this week in anime for the spring 2013 anime season. So difficult, such a hype week, and with like 25% of an anime's budget going towards this pilot episode, yeah, it was a good week in anime. As it should. So here we go with my first impressions of the Stratos week of the spring 2013 anime season, alongside my top 5 and my honorable mentions as normal. Starting off this stupendous week, we've got 2 honorable mentions, the first of which going to my hype of the season, OreImo Season 2. It was cute and anime and Kuroneko and Claris, but yeah, it's like the first season. So it felt like, yeah, I've seen this before. I enjoyed the heck out of it, but I have to admit there's a lot better pilot episodes this week, for sure. My second honorable mention of this week goes to RDG Red Data Girl. It was certainly a fantastic introductory episode. The characters interest me, and their relations interest me. The plot was gripping, and it left me wondering what would happen to our main female lead. The opening song was very pleasant, and I enjoyed it greatly. This was one of the first shows of the new season I saw, so I really noticed the animation, and I thought it was great. If this aired in the winter season, it probably would have made my countdown, but so many good shows came out. One of which earned my number 5 spot this week, and that was Suisei no Gargantia, or the Urobuchi fangasm of this season. But more so than that, the show had a greatly set up introduction to the 2 ancient descendants of humans and how they've adapted and evolved into 2 drastically different humanoid species. There's the technologically advanced free planets, Human Galactic Alliance, at war against the grotesque Hideyazu. And then there's the peaceful beings living on a future Earth flooded by the sea. I was greatly intrigued into the war with the alien Hideyazu, as well as the futuristically advanced machinery and spaceships of the Human Galactic Alliance. And that being contrasted to the relatively peaceful lives of the native Earthlings could make a very interesting overarching plot. Additionally, with this being in the hands of Sir Urobuchi, I have great faith that this will be a good show. My number 4 spot of this week goes to none other than the hype of this season, Attack on Titan. It was amazing. The art was fantastic. The exaggerated shonen characters looked so cool, and it instantly reminded me of the coolness of Jojo, and it was great. Also, the archaic medieval towns with the walls towering tens of meters above them looked tremendous. The art was stylized and the animation flowed smoothly with a pizzazz of sorts. And more on the art because it was awesome. The Titans, they looked terrifying, and they contrasted the humans so perfectly. And this isn't even on the plot. The storytelling was superb. I have not read the manga, and because of how well this was done, I don't want to because this anime is so good. I'm gonna keep away from forum boards, and please don't post spoilers in the comments down below because I want to be watching this weekly without knowing what's gonna happen. It's gonna be awesome. My number 3 spot this week goes to Bunri no Crime Edge. And I know what you may be thinking, like, dude, you put an anime about a guy obsessing over cutting a girl's hair above Attack on Titan, respect, gone. And then I would be like, well, yeah, did you even give the show a try? It was really, really good. Yeah, it's about a guy who sees a girl in a window with hair touching the ground, and he wants to cut that girl's hair. And she's all blushing and adorable, and they practically have sex as he is cutting her hair. So yeah, that shit happened, but so did supernatural shit, so did mystery shit, dramatic shit, psychological shit, and just like a whole lot of shit just get thrown at you in just episode 1. Attack on Titan is setting up a whole lot of shit, but this episode just had it happen. So my hope for the show is that it didn't exhaust everything it threw at us in just the first episode, which was amazing, by the way. So I am looking forward to more shit from this show. Yeah. Polite, aren't I? My number 2 spot this week goes to Hataraku Maou-sama. And yes, I do realize as I put all these shows above Attack on Titan, I'm constantly losing credibility, but hey, they're good shows. This show in particular, it was freaking hilarious. It was so funny. It was so good, so good. It's comedy, it's not slapstick, or maybe it is slapstick. It's not insane Nichijou like slapstick, but maybe it's still slapstick. I don't know, maybe I just have a completely subjective obsession with good comedy anime. And, speaking of completely subjective obsessions, the ending is sung by my NaNoWriMo, which I fucking love. But I should not lose credibility for my number 1 anime this week, which was the objectively glorious Devil Survivor 2. Oh my god, it looked beautifully glorious, amazingly, oh, it looked good. The character designs were really awesome, the CGI was really well done, and the talking scenes with like hundreds of people walking in the background were like, wow. Plot was mind mind-blowing, the technology was insane, and the demons were grand. I liked pretty much everything from this pilot episode. Seeing glorious story and animation and sound put together like this is why I watch anime. And then something like Flower of Evil happens. I will admit, I was looking forward to this. The manga was interesting. I only read one volume and I was interested to see how the story would unfold. In retrospect, I wish I never saw this rotoscoped piece of garbage. They shot it in real life, drew over it for the animation, and we got this piece of shit. It looks horrible. Dear Lord, oh my god. Look at the faces. They don't have features until they're close and then the eyes pop, and like a few seconds later the gross mouths pop up. The only good thing were some of the background stills, like the bent sign on his way to school. That looked nifty, and then they showed it again like twice in the same episode. Oh dear Lord, I was actually excited for this, and then what the fuck happened? I don't know. It was so not anime. Afterwards, instead of ripping my eyes out due to the horrible animation, I just thought, okay, calm down, I'll just watch something that looks, sounds, and just feels good. So I rewatched the first episode of OreImo Season 2 because I just had to get that horrible ugh out of my brain and just throw it somewhere else. I have the policy where I try to give an anime at least 3 episodes before I decide to drop it, but no, this show was not an anime. It never happened. I'm gonna pretend I never saw it. And maybe I'll give the manga a shot, because that had pictures that actually looked like manga. Not this fucking shit that didn't even look like anime. Someone commented me to review Flower of Evil, and hey, you got a rant. This is probably long. Some other quickie first impressions. Photokano harem pantsu pervy. Date A live is equal to infinite Stratos plus Kona hate. My teenage rom-com SNAFU knows it's a school club light novel adaptation. Yeah. Karneval knows its primary female audience, and I'm sure it appeals to it well. Zettai Bouei Leviathan. Fuck is this shit? Ginga Kikoutai Majestic Prince. And that's all she wrote for my first impressions of week 1 of the spring 2013 anime season. But what did you guys think of this week in anime? What was your favorite new series? And other than Attack on Titan, what was your favorite new series? Tell me down there, because Madoka stare. If you liked this video, please don't forget to do so on this video, as it is nifty, and subscribe if you haven't already for somewhat consistent content. But I'm Konata37, thank you so very much for watching my video, and have a good one.